Boo! Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween. Um, it is not a filter. Thankfully, my daughter Melody is off college today, so she helped me with some face paints. I. What do we think? Come on. Ah! Do you know, Bev, my wife said, "What are you doing? This is this a good thing to do?" And my instinct is, yes, it is. So, what do we think? What do we think? Did you like the new spooky opening as well? Um, Clayton said, Clayton can't make it today, but Clayton said, "You're not going to be dressing up in an Arsenal shirt, are you?" Which is even more horrific than this. Um, Morning, mine. When's the makeup going on? Nice one, Alan. Chris, brilliant, very cool. Nigel, we can do our running joke. I will contact you. I really need to actually. So I will contact you, Nigel, if you'll have me now after this. The beard is impressive. Thanks, Danny. Thank you, sir. You love it, don't you? Now, with us um, trying to get to know each other using this platform as a network, it seems funny talking seriously. We're also streaming into the community, fucking backwards. They got to see me get ready this morning, have my makeup on. This is makeup, it's not a filter. Nice to see the condition is clearing up. Thanks, Morris. Yeah, the cream and the tablets are working, as you can tell. Um, One thing, yeah, it was very easy to draw in these. That isn't even makeup. Okay, so getting to know each other. Say hello, which some of you have already done. Um, Say hello in the comments, and what is your go-to fancy dress costume? You have got a fancy dress to go to. What's your go-to costume? Um, Scott, morning. Good morning. Lovely little Dracula there. Good morning, Scott. Spencer, finally, I'm going to the Call and Contact Center Expo on the 29th of November. If you lot's going to be there, that's awesome. From Spencer, as we know, Spencer, there he is. So, what is your go-to fancy dress costume? Or are you very much a, oh God, no thanks? Morning, sports fans, says Craig. Blow up blueberry type thing. Awful. Oh no, I bet that's good, Craig. I bet that's good. Craig, it's me, by the way, just in case you were wondering. And do you like the other way? Do you like the Get Out of Rap logo, Halloween logo? I'm going all in with this. Um, Ghoul, easy costume. Lol, kids love dressing up. Me, not so much, says Darren. Yeah, I would say me too, but I thought for this special Get Out of Rap one, I was going to do something a bit mental. Um, Hence this, but this is all that I've got. I would love a purple suit. Maybe go to the expo in a purple suit. What do you reckon? Um, Anyone else got any kind of costume that they love? What's your sort of go-to fancy dress costume? Alan, Chris, Nigel, Danny, what are we saying? What do you guys go for? Anything? Kerry's here. Hello, Kerry. I struggled finding outfits for my daughter over the weekend, always last minute. Yeah, you and me both, Kerry. You and me both. Which one did you end up with? My costume is usually guy who left it too long to get a costume. I feel you. I feel you, Danny. Rob, monk outfit. Oh, now this is Rob all over. He is so organized and productive. So monk outfit doubles up as death, Jedi, Emperor. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. And I've got the hairstyle look for a monk. Actually looks quite good. Chris says it's got to be a zombie. Makeup can be an absolute mess and it will still work. Yeah, that's good. Good thinking, Chris. Um, Kerry says I did Maleficent last year, and year before we did Jon Snow, Daenerys, and a baby dragon. Oh, that is cool. That is cool. Not really a fancy dress wearer. I am frightening enough without any makeup, sadly, says Alan. Come on, Al. Um, Here's Raymondo. Haven't been to a fancy dress party since I was a kid. It was Halloween and I went as a rugby player, totally missing the brief. Scarred by the whole episode ever since. Oh dear. That's brilliant. I love that. That's scary in itself, isn't it, Bev? Kerry says, couldn't find one. Bad mum. Her skin is too sensitive for face paint, too. Oh, no. Um, there's always the ghost option, isn't there? Just a sheet with holes cut out, go retro. I mean, and that is pretty scary, to be honest. Like a little ghost wandering around. Steph's here. Morning, all. Hi, Steph. Morning, all. I had the same witch costume for about 6 years when my eldest son was small. Now he's older. Says I don't need, I don't need the costume. Just go out as yourself, mum. That should do. Rude teenager. Yeah, they're brilliant, aren't they? Hello, Mark. Mark says, there you go. There you go. Can't beat a cheap old white sheet for fancy dress, just with the holes cut out. Wrap in toilet roll, mummy. Now, I shared in the team leader community. Danny is onto something here. There's a great game you can play in contact centers. Have a forfeit that someone has to be the mummy. Two people actually split into two teams. You're going to need a lot of kitchen roll, and the winning you tell them both to go at the same time. The winning team is the one that completely mummifies their mummy. Um, so, what do you reckon? Uh, New profile pic. Oh, Rob, that's great. Rob's all in. I might do a new profile pic with this actually. What do you reckon? Just for today, um, we could start something. I love it, Rob. Top marks, Rob. Um, Kerry says we were talking the old school bin bag costumes we had every year as kids. Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? Making our mum and dad's making ends meet, trying to rustle up costumes. A little bit like Bev's, not quite as bad. I went as a tramp once, and nobody got it at all. I didn't even really understand. Um, we had the kids playing mummy game on Saturday. Brilliant. Yeah, there you go. Um, Danny says, great pick, Rob. Kind of like Death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. There you go. It can work for anything you want. Death, like Rob says, look at him. That is great. There's going to be some strange people connecting with you on LinkedIn today, Rob. Oh dear. Hold on. Here we go. So, I'm glad you're all here. I hope you can stay to the end because I am going to be giving away a hoodie, color and size of your choice. At the end, one of you guys is going to win a hoodie. So please do stay tuned for that. Okay. So we will play a game. I'm taking a bit of a risk, but bear with me. Okay. It can't be more risky than dressing up as the Joker on this. Now, My daughter gets vampire princess and Joker outfit, says Harsharan. Lovely. I love that. Rob says, I welcome and accept a diverse group of connections. It's all about inclusivity, Rob, isn't it? You'll take anyone. Zombies, vampires, werewolves. Uh, can can I just say, did you like the opening? When you spooky opening, we had some scary things on there, didn't we? Low CSAT, high attrition, high complaints. Ooh. Okay. Now, as well as it being Halloween, it is also award season. So for some of you, I know your judges for different CX and contact center organizations, and you've done it a number of years. I know some of you. It's award season. What are the component parts of an award-winning contact center and or CX organization? Um, in your opinion, what makes an award-winning organization in our industry? Oh, nice. Rob says, can confirm the hoodie quality is excellent. Thank you, mate. So stay tuned. At the end of the show, there's going to be a chance to win a hoodie. We're going to do something live. And well, this is live. Joe, I love the face. Thanks, mate. I am in costume, kind of. Just my face, though, nothing else. So, for those of you that are involved, or maybe you've won an award yourself, what are the component parts of an award-winning contact center and CX organization? Hello, Sarah. How you doing? Good to see you. It is me. Don't be alarmed. Um, what are the things that make up? And Sarah, I know you'll have a view on this. All your work with the CCMA and their kind of awards program. For everybody else that has been involved, or you don't need to have been involved as a judge or a participant or a winner. What are we looking for, do you think, in our industry? Danny is kicking us off. He says 3 parts for me. Make sure your category is correct. So many fit better in a different category. Number 2, evidence. Give outcomes, numbers, KPIs. And 3, tell a story. Share the emotion and feeling. How did it impact customers and colleagues? What a great way to kick us off, Danny. Thank you very much. Um, Paul is here. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Um, Gordon, hello, mate. So, uh, it's award season. What are the component parts of award-winning contact center and CX organizations? Clarity around vision of the contact center and the organization. So true. Everything sort of follows after that, Gordon, doesn't it? Oh, Peter's here. Peter, nice to see you put some makeup on for us, MT. Yes, I wanted, I realize I'm getting older. I didn't want to scare you so much as I do normally. So I have gone I've gone full in just with some subtle makeup. Men can wear makeup now, Pete. So this is my attempt at it. Oh, Erica's here. Erica is doing a masterclass in the team leader community this Friday, which I can't wait for. AI for the average Joe. We're so lucky that Erica is giving up some of her time. She's a LinkedIn learner, a TEDx speaker, and now she's coming into the team leader community to give us all a masterclass, and we can't wait. So, Erica, thank you very much, and good to see you this morning. In answering this question, Keith says, write your application on a £50 note. Come on, Keith. You need to up that, surely. £50? It's a few beers in London. So it's award season. What do we all think now? I've got to go quick here. Innovation and demonstrating where this has added real value to not only your customers, but your people too, says Darren. I love that. That's great. The Emperor, Rob Wilkinson, says it doesn't have to be bells and whistles, though it can be. 2, demonstrate effective delivery of an objective. 3, evidence, evidence, evidence. I love it. Data, case studies, testimonials. Make it so difficult for judging on the judging process to say these guys aren't worthy winners. You want to give them so many reasons to say, look, they're worthy winners. Look, remember all that evidence. Sarah says, for me, it's a combination of a few things. Agree with Danny. Tell the story. How did it start and what have you done? Showing evidence and the human side. What is the customer and colleague benefit and impact of what you do? This is great. Alan, define the mission. Prove you reach the destination with numbers and feedback. And above all, tell the story with passion, integrity, and pride. Lovely. You guys are great. Award winners I've encountered display integrity, resilience, and usually there's something that really taps into a strong emotion. Oh, that's great, Bev. I love that. Um, really love that. And you've been doing some judging this year, haven't you, as well? So very recent, I imagine. You're making me blush. Me too, although you can't tell. I think the presentations that have a good reason why they are doing something come across the best. Yeah. What is the big why? Back to costumes from Spencer. 5 years ago, I decided to wear a yellow morph suit to my work Halloween conference. However, upon my arrival, my colleagues burst into laughter, and one even suggested that I go home and change into pants. Needless to say, I will not be wearing that outfit to work again. Nice. Pete, back to awards, says, tell a story. What's different and better for colleagues, customers, and the organization? Back it up with numbers. Benchmark your work externally. Show your errors and your wins. And what's next? Be authentic. Really good point. Errors, wins, and what's next? That's really good. Be real. Be authentic. Pete knows his stuff as well. He's been involved and judged for a long time. So I really like that because sometimes people that are too polished that make it like there's been no challenges ever, something doesn't ring true when you're listening to it. Because most of the time, if you're judging, you're like, well, I've been in operations. I know this isn't how it works. It's never this simple. Write it in a way which hooks in the reader, right? It's like copywriting, Erica, isn't it? Yeah, get something that makes them perk up. When writing, ask yourself, so what? If it doesn't add to the credibility of the nomination, ditch it. Yeah, you're right. Some people tend to do a bit too much sometimes. They go over the top. Like, yeah, we get it. We get it. Get to the point. Scott says, bottom up leadership, employee centric ethos. That's great. That is great. I always enjoyed the presentations when everyone at all levels, including frontline, are involved who tell their story with passion. Very true. You don't want it to just be the senior leadership, do you? You want to, if this is a nomination about something that involves the front line and they're not there, they're not represented in the room, it's kind of like, well, you're just chasing an award rather than looking to recognize people. What not to do? That's a good way of looking at this, Bev, actually. What, as well as what are the component parts, what shouldn't you do? What not to do? Company credentials, love a story, let the judge feel part of what you've done. Yeah. Hugo the werewolf is here. There's a van outside and I look right at that window. If it's a delivery, I'm in trouble. Because I'm going to be answering the door like this. As Gordon says, love a story, let the judge feel part of what you've done. As well as existing results, I also love to see the commitment and what the continuous improvement plan looks like for being fit for the future. That's great. Engaging storytelling should be inclusive of all, including individuals with disabilities, to achieve success. And that's Spencer. Again, thank you, Spencer. Don't slate the competition. Very true, Kerry. It just doesn't work, does it? We know sometimes we're in a very competitive environment, some more than others based on the industry that they're in. The last thing you want to do is, it just does not look cool to highlight your own successes. Don't kind of bring other people down. There's no need for it. So completely agree. There's a lot in here that I think if we could share, maybe I need to crack open the newsletter again and share some of your insight to a wider audience, because there might be people listening or watching or reading about this later on that think, you know what, maybe we want to enter awards next year. Um, because I don't know why. Why are they always in November? Everyone's awards are in November. Is it because wouldn't it be better in December? Um, Anyone involved in the planning, Sarah, when you were involved, was there any consideration? Why is it just one of those things? End of the year, is that always better? It's a strange one, isn't it? Anyway, I don't know. Do you know? Um, here we go. Okay, Danny says, give a reference point. Yes, your conversion is 40%, but where was it before? You have a 30% MPS, but what is the standard for your industry? Very true. Erica, be aware of any politics. Um, you might have to elaborate on that. Do you mean within the company that you're representing or within the industry? Um, but I mean, definitely you have to consider all things, don't you? Uh, okay. Right. Scott says, business opportunity here. Putting those quotes in Gal fortune cookies. Yes. Thank you, mate. Well, I'm all in for that because who that's a first. No one's gonna have done that before in our industry. We could have every week the Gal for I'm writing this down, Scott. Gal fortune cookies with some of the best because you guys always come up with great comments. So there must be a way that we can share these fortune cookies. I love it. I love it, Scott. Okay, now I want to do something that is a bit of a new feature, and that is there's always so much going on. Oh, here we go. Erica's explaining. Thank you. Industries are small and people know people. It's not always the best entry that wins. Yeah, unfortunately, that's true. Here's Darth Maul. Uh, I I've shared an EXA Gold award-winning client case study on my profile. Great, check it out. Check it out. Oh, I see. We've always found it hard to get a venue in December because it's Christmas party season. So it's near the end of the year, um, which gives people, it's natural that you're reviewing the previous year, right? And it's easier to get venues in November. I see. I see. Okay. So um, it is a very, very busy time in our industry, isn't it? All the time. Sometimes it's difficult to know what to go to and what to see. So I want to introduce a new feature, and that is what's caught my attention. What is a gal go to? What is a get out of rap go to recommendation? Um, I do know the forums conference is on, and I think that will be brilliant. But my and of course, if you have things going on that you're going to that you want other people to be aware of, please just message me and I will feature it if it looks good for all of us. Now, the thing that I'm going to reference today that I recommend is this. Sarah's joined. So, Sarah is going to be doing a talking talent. These are the things that are on LinkedIn. They've been really good. This is a talking talent with the Very Group, but this one is in person. It's in Liverpool, November the 15th, 9 a.m. to 12. This looks really, really good. So go over to LinkedIn and register your interest. That's November the 5th, Wednesday, November the 15th, 9 o'clock. And it's in Littlewood Skyways House in Speak. Have I pronounced that right? Oof. Sorry. So that is my gal go to for this week. Now, if there are other things that you have coming up or you're going to that you think will be worthy of sharing or that will be interesting, please do let me know. Caitlin, late this morning. How are we all? We're all good. Um, even though I don't look so good, or maybe I look better. Who knows? Um, That wasn't I wasn't seeking any approval there. Okay, we're coming to what will be everybody's favorite bit, I'm sure. It's the read along. If you remember, we are doing the CX Decision Makers Guide this time. And first up, we have the usefulness of analytics for improving CX. So, using your analytics to improve CX, what is it useful for? And you can see the green is very useful, yellow is somewhat useful, pink a little useful. Um, it's like some of my appraisals. Red not useful, and black do not use analytics for this. Engage caps lock. I mean, they're that vehement about this. Checking the quality of customer interactions. 48% said it was very useful. 29% said somewhat useful. 11% engaged their caps lock and said, do not use analytics for this. I wonder why not. Why wouldn't you use analytics for checking the quality of customer interactions? Now, we have some quality experts on with Chris and Pete. Why do you think someone would be doing that? Now, back to the go-to event. It's face-to-face in Liverpool, chatting to the very team and having a nose around their contact center. Let Sarah know if you want to come along. Yeah, engaging the caps lock. I'm gonna shouty. So why? Why do people not want to use analytics for checking the quality of customer interactions? Maybe this is the same 11% for these. They just don't want you to use analytics for anything. Because the next one is use analytics for identifying business process failures. 47% said, yes, this is very useful. 28%, very similar, somewhat useful. There's that 11%. Darren says, depends on the analytics you're looking at, I guess. Yeah, true. Maybe that's a very good point. Maybe that 11% have just some awful analytics and they're looking at it going, oh, God, do not use. Does do not use equal do not have? Yes, you guys are far more sensible. I'm going with these are an 11% of lunatics. Interesting about quality. I think the key thing here is that the data needs to be seamlessly linked with QA activities. Otherwise, it becomes cumbersome. That's true, isn't it? It's got to be useful. Otherwise, it just becomes something else that people are like, oh, yeah, I've got to go through my MI rather than, oh, good, I'm going to go through my analytics to find something out that's going to make me deliver a better service today. Spencer says, Martin, I'm dreadfully sorry. My glasses seem to have vanished. Could you kindly remind me of the Green Bean Talktown address again? Or was it in Spooktown? I'm sure, Spencer, that Sarah Hunt will message you separately to let you know. It's in Liverpool, Speak House or something. I can't remember. I'm not going back. Maybe an anti-analytics minority, like the rebellion, Rob. Should they be crushed? 11% could be non-voice channels, which, whilst they can be analysed, isn't always deployed. Yes, true. Again, much more sensible interpretation. You can see why I was often the one in the room that made people roll their eyes when we were going through our stats. Rob says, it's very hard to look at your profile. I love your profile picture, Rob. Chris Mount's absolutely spot on. You only get out as good as what you put in. Very, very true. So here's something that would be interesting to get your views on. The next one is use of video agents by contact center size. So of the respondents, the large contact centers said only 13% used now with no plans to replace or upgrade. Here he comes. There is a light green one that says use now, looking to replace. 5% say will implement within 12 months. 65% no plans to implement. Medium is 11%. Sorry, guys, Hugo is doing my head in. 14% is 14% is use now, looking to replace, upgrade. Not many people, let's be honest, especially in small, are using video agents. Is anyone using them and seeing them work well? Sarah shared the link. Pete says, not sure why you wouldn't. If you're not looking at your data to find patterns, you're failing to maximize your opportunities to drive change. But if your org isn't focused on these areas, then analytics is potentially going to reinforce the wrong behaviors and won't help CSAT, CX, EX outcomes. Wow, look at that. That is amazing, Pete. Pete is on the money. I keep waiting for this to break through. Analytics took a decade to become commonly accepted. Very, very true, Bev. Video agents. I must admit, I've only ever seen them in operation once. What about you guys? As Bev, are you kind of like waiting for this to break through? Chris is here, late to the party. Was in a meeting, but just have to say, I've never been more attracted to you. Well, now I know this works, Chris. Then you can expect to see this more often. Now, if that isn't scary, I don't know what is. Video agents. What do we think about the take up of that? It's an interesting one, isn't it? Don't often see it, do we? Or do you? And what are your thoughts on it? I know we've got some, you guys have all got super brains. You're in the industry all the time. What do you think? Advocating for video agents on elephants. Advocating for video agents on elevators to support people with disabilities. I've been pushing Cone to install video agents on every elevators to help those with disabilities, but I haven't had any success yet. I could really use some assistance in making this happen. Well, I think that's a great shout out, Spencer. What is Cone, by the way? But it's these kind of things that you don't always think about. I know you do, of course, but a lot of other people, I don't. And it's a nice reminder around how technology can help people with disabilities. So I think that's a great shout. Video agents, perhaps a reflection of the amount of customers choosing that channel. Very true. Whether it's on offer, I guess, is the question. Now, comfort. How, if at all, has lockdown changed how comfortable you are using video to talk to people? And this is by age demographic. Look, 16 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44. It's like Piccadilly Circus outside. It's not even trick or treaters. Just people parking outside. 45 to 54, 55 to 64, and 65 plus. I've always been dark blue is I've always been comfortable using video to talk to people. Light blue, I wasn't comfortable. The pink is I was comfortable, but I am not comfortable now. So you've changed. I've never been comfortable is red. Don't know. I've never used video to talk to people. So in the older age bracket, look, 38% have never used it. 27% I've never been comfortable. 2% have changed from being comfortable to not comfortable. 9% I wasn't comfortable before lockdown. Now I am. And 24% I'm always comfortable. So when you look at, I've always been comfortable using video to talk to people. Highest percentage is only 34%. and that is the 16 to 24-year-olds. Now, COVID has us all team zoomed out. Yes. Now, Pete says we have a couple of clients who do video chat. Great to help with positive emotion management as it's easier to read and respond to people. But you need emotionally intelligent and resilient advisors because the emotional interactions aren't always good. Um, so true. You need emotionally intelligent and resilient advisors. The emotional interactions aren't always good. And I guess it adds another layer. If you can see the customer and everything that they're going through, you're getting those kind of visual cues. Really good point, Peter. Um, Rob says, I'm surprised so many are comfortable and consistent across age ranges, right? Very, very true. Oh, good. Here's another van. And they're not delivering to me. This is a horror show, literally. Um, yes, it's very interesting, isn't it? That the impact of COVID and whether people are comfortable kind of stops really at 54 years of age. If you go past 54, forget about it. Um, so, again, very, very interesting. Now, then, here's one that I imagine is going to engender a lot of conversation. Um, you have to remember this was surveyed in 2023, and there was an estimate as to where we would be in 2024. And this is the proportion of agents that are remote or hybrid. And I know there's quite a bit of debate, isn't there, around the terminology that we're using. Should we even make the distinction? But when it comes to our workforce, and our workforce either being at home, only at home in the dark blue, hybrid, so they are at home and in the contact center is green, and only in the contact center is yellow. In mid 2023, 23% were working at home, 50% were both places, 27% were purely in the contact center, and they were asked to estimate what that would be in their contact center this year, and a reduction in those working at home, with more hybrid being offered. I know this topic comes up a lot. Where do you all stand on it? What do you think? Uh, I think there's a hidden peer support message here, says Scott. How has the I have always been influenced the increase in the I wasn't comfortable before? Very true, Scott. Now, when it comes to where are our agents based, where do we think, um, what do we think of this? Does it valid? Is it kind of reflect what you see, what's happening in yours? Um, Pete Dunn said, happy to help if you're looking for a disability inclusion expert. I am deaf myself, and I think that is Spencer, Pete. So when it comes to where people work, are you not surprised by this at all? Yeah, fine, move on. Why are we still talking about it? Or do you think it's still an interesting conversation for us to be having in our industry? Um, what do you think? Nice. Thank you. Sorry, just checking in there with people in the community. Um, no real comments on this. It's, I guess you're right. Okay. So now then, we're going to have the giveaway. What I need to do is if you would like one of a get out of wrap hoodie, and if you can remember, you've got these colors to choose from: red, blue, grey, charcoal, pink, black, white, navy blue, dark navy blue. So, um, if you would like to be in the draw that I'm going to do right now on the screen, with this little spinny wheel on my other screen, all I need you to do is put yes in the comments, and I will add your name over here. So Danny says it's always good to discuss. You cannot claim to be an inclusive employer and then mandate people to work from a specific place. Very true. Scott says, I would expect only at the contact center to be higher than 2023. Not sure I can see this reducing. Very true. So Chris is a yes. He's going in. That's Spencer, I assume. Correct me if I'm wrong. LinkedIn user. Bev is a yes. Chris is a yes. And that is Chris M. Okay, you've got to be quick, guys. Scott is a yes. Any more for any more? I'm going to share my screen and spin the wheel in a second. Rob is a yes. What I will do afterwards, if you win, I will message you the sizes, the colors again, and you can choose. I'll just grab your address and I will order this for you today. Kerry is a yes. Anyone else? Any more for any more? Let me just share my screen and you'll see what the hell I'm talking about. So it's exciting. I don't know if anyone shops at Asda, but the Asda spinning wheel thing, I love it. Always land near the 100, but then flip into 50p. Chris says the problem is that we have leaders that manage through convenience and mandate because it's what they like rather than what's right for the people and or organizations. Matthew is LinkedIn user, so I'm going to add you, Matthew. Thank you for clarifying. And Danny can help you with your settings. Alan is a yes. Any more for any more? Because I'm conscious of everybody's time. Will it be delivered during a live stream? Yes, I'm going to strap it to the back of Hugo and send him to you on his way. If you promise to throw balls with him when he gets there. Okay, I'm assuming, Matthew, that is you again. Are we ready? Going once, going twice. Any more for any more? Let's click the wheel. Are we ready? Here we go. It's Scott. You're the winner. Well done, Scott. So, Scott, I will message you here with size and color that you just tell me size and color. I'll get your address and I will get this out to you today. That worked well. Bev will know from the team leader community that when I've done this before, that hasn't worked as well. So, really glad it went well. Thank you all for joining. Now, yes, Scott, you have won. You are a winner. You're starting the day winning the competition. Yes, mate. There is no Get Out of Rap TV next week because I am on site with a group of team leaders at DDC in Workshop, and I will be doing some team leader workshops then. Stupidly, I booked it on a Tuesday. But probably after this, you might need a week. There goes my fancy dress. That's a great answer, Alan. If you would like to buy one, just let me know. And I will be selling them at the expo, which is now coming up here along the bottom. Join me at the expo. Myself, Bev, a couple of others will be on the stand. That we will have hoodies and t-shirts to sell. Or if you're not going to the expo, you just want one, just let me know. I'm trying to work up a website and stuff, but I'm a bit chaotic. Well done, Scott, indeed. I'll do more draws and things. So no Get Out of Rap next week, but please do come and join me the week after. I hope you have a lovely Halloween. Do stick around for the video at the end, and well done, Scott. Have a lovely time, everybody. See you all soon.